Hey guys, how are you all? So we start the voiceover without any discussion. The girl don't waste time and everyone shocked. JK, what the is this? Seriously? You are asking me this? She almost at Jungkook. JK, to raise your voice in front of me. I am not from anyone here, Jungkook. Remember Jungkook? And what he think, huh? He come and take from me. JK, he didn't do anything, hey. Jay, it's enough, Jungkook. JK looked at him. Jay, I said him give the to Yoongi. JK, Chiang, can you please give me some time? JK, why you come here? Hey, hey, you are asking me this? Huh? You know well why I come here. And you, boy, get from here. JK, one more word. I don't bother to. You Haein, he said, and she looked at him with eyes. Haein, what happened with you? JK speaks something, but JK speaks. Yoongi come. Yoongi, what is happening all this here? He said, and Jimin holds a hand, sign him to stay silent. Yoongi, hey, you are here? What are you doing here? Hey, I am here to take my right, Yoongi. How can you do this with me, huh? Yoongi, we will talk later. Go and fresh up first. Hey, roll her eyes. Hey, hey, I don't want to see him here, she said, and go from there. JK, now what is this, Hyung? Why don't you set him something? Yoongi, we will talk later, Jungkook, he said, and Jungkook's son. Yoongi looked at Jae and Jimin. Yoongi, you both, why you stand like this? Jae, it's enough. He can't take it anymore. Yoongi, now what happened with you? Jae, ask from your brother what happened. He said hold Jim in hand and take him in room for packing the bag. Yoongi and Jungkook and Yoongi look at Jungkook and she start to tell him. Jimin and Jae come in the room. Jae, Jimin, why? Why always with me? Jae, I am feeling like my all stuff is somewhere. I'm myself, he said and rolled from his eyes. Jimin, please, huh, John, you are for a person like him. Jimin, what my dad did with me, Jay. Jay, it's alright. No need to think this, he said, and Jimin, you have to give me promise, Jay. Jay, what? Jimin, you don't do with Jungkook just because of me. Jay, what are you saying, Jimin? Jimin, promise me, he said, and Jay see him with the eyes. This is their friendship. They want each other happiness. And then Yoongi come in the room. Yoongi, Jimin didn't look at him. Stay silent. Stay silent. You don't want to. You don't want to do with him. Huh. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Yoongi, Jimin, look at me, please. Jimin didn't look at him. Yoongi, look at Jae. Yoongi, can you leave us for some time? He said, and Jay didn't say anything. He go from the room and Yoongi see him. Then he look at Jimin. Yoongi try to light up his mood for now. Yoongi, so Jay, listen me. This is unexpected, right? Jimin stays silent. His face is Yoongi sit in front of him and the ground on the ground. Yoongi, Jungkook, tell me what you did, huh? Jimin, can you, Jimin, me, Yoongi, leave me now. Yoongi, please, Jimin, I can't without you, please. He said, and Jimin see him. Jimin, and what about me, Yoongi? I am from all this. This is not me. You don't know me, who I am in my, what is my nature. And don't know. Yoongi don't know himself how much he is feeling right now. Jimin, I was, and she called me. And what about you, huh? How can I expect from you? Yoongi, I give you respect and don't set you stand with me. I just want don't on my for you, please. He said, and Jimin looked into another side. His eyes also turned, and Yoongi stand up. Yoongi, if you want, you can stay with you. I don't have any problem. Nor I said something. But please do as I said. He said and about to go, but he stopped. He again turned and went to him. Yoongi and about what she do with you, Sheval, for this. He said, and Jimin see his eyes turn, and he go. Jimin see his. He again close his eyes. He don't know what to do now. He don't know what. या जो मर्जी कर लो, वो तो वैसे गुजरना है ना टाइम के साथ ही. Take come out from the house. He sit on the ground and he close his eyes. Jungkook come. He see him and he sit beside him. They open his eyes. Huh? And he see Jungkook. He didn't say anything and he remember with what Jimin said, so he stays silent. JK, I know it's for you to see Jimin like this, and moreover, Jimin is not in the situation to more, but you can trust us, dear. Everything become alright. Dear, now he can't stand with him, Jungkook. He is already so. He said, and he closed his eyes. JK, everything become alright. Don't worry. He said, and Jay placed his head on his shoulder. He don't know when Jungkook called his hand. Yogesh, don't try, he said, and returned he. Jay. Jimin stands on the terrace and watching Jay and Jungkook. Jimin in mind. Jimin in mind. I am glad, Jay, you listen me, and finally you find best for you. He think and turn. He turn and see Haein stand there while folding her hands. Jimin didn't say anything. He about to go when she speak. Hey, I don't know what she see in you, she said, and Jimin stays silent. She come in front of him. Hey, I am thinking how auntie react to see you, Yoongi mom. Jimin, I don't do anything. Please don't me for someone. He said, and Haein starts laughing. Haein, you don't do anything. She becomes serious. Haein, you take my from me and you said you don't do anything. Wow, Mr. Park Jimin, now the mask of your Jimin, I know what I am. I don't put and about to go when Hain stopped him. Hain, you know what? Huh? I call auntie here and she tell you who you are and who I am. She said and she go from there. Jimin see her and then Yoongi come. Yoongi Jimin, you are here. Jimin, I am here to take some fresh air. Yoongi, oh, okay. He said, and then again silent. Jimin, your mom don't stay here. Yoongi, no, she don't. She live in village actually. She is old, that's why. Jimin, you belongs from a village? He asked and Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, yes, I come Seoul 10 years ago and I become here. She is still there. She don't know about my profession. She thought I'm businessman here and she don't want to leave her house. That's why. Jimin, oh, okay. Take Jimin. Jimin didn't give answer to Yoongi. Yes, Jay, your mom called me. She said she want to meet you, Jimin, but I don't. Jay, you can talk with her on the phone. At least Jimin nodded. Jimin, I will. Later, he said, and Yoongi go from there. Jay, he's here. Jimin, just passing from here. She's here, just passing from here. Jay, you start to talk with him. Jimin, I don't have any. Do not to talk with him. Jay, okay, listen. Jimin, I know what you want to say. I am so happy. I see you both together. Jay, yeah, I know. You must be happy. He said and he smiled. Jimin, you know what, Jay? I don't know about myself, but I want to see you happy more than me. Jay, same with me, Jimin, huh? Everything become alright. Next day, everyone is in the everyone is in the room and Jane sits on the couch. She is drinking coffee and then the door opened. Mrs. Min entered in the house. Haein see her and she make an innocent face and went to her. Haein, mom, you come? Mrs. Min. Haein, my daughter, what happened, huh? You are sitting here. Where is everyone? Haein, mom, go and see. Where is your son and what he is doing? Even I am here still, she said and started. Mrs. Min, what he is doing, Hain? Tell me. Hain, go and see by yourself, mom, she said, and Mrs. Min wipe her. And she go, Hain, and go behind her. So Mrs. Min decided Yoongi and Jane in past when they both are kids. Hain said she is with Yoongi from a childhood and Jimin just come tomorrow. So yesterday, a long time, and Yoongi is going with Jimin. So she said, everyone. Okay. So she said, everyone. Yoongi is here, her, and she got Mrs. Min here, so that Mrs. Min fix her or Yoongi. Whole night, Jimin is in the room. Yoongi sleep in different room. He don't want to make. He don't want Jimin take him, so he come in the room now to fresh up. He see Jimin, who is already fresh up, and now sit on the bed. Yoongi, Jimin, you are sitting here like this. Why go outside? Jimin, I am fine here, he said, and Yoongi didn't say anything. Somewhere Yoongi think it's because of him Jimin is in. After what changed it? Yoongi go for fresh up, and after some time he come out. Jimin see him and he is shocked. Yoongi, sorry, actually I forget to bring my. He said, and Jimin just nodded. Is looking at him. Yoongi is busy to find Jimin. It's so good. And he think, and then the door knocked. Jimin see him, and then he look at the door. Yoongi, maybe Jungkook come, he said, and go to open the door like this, and you see his mom is not, he is not in shocked and anything else, because he know Haein must do something, and she have only thing to do, to call Mrs. Min. Yoongi himself want his mom see him like this. Yoongi, mom, you are here, come. Jimin heard, and he is shocked. He stand up, and then Mrs. Min see Jimin. Mrs. Min, who is he? And you are like this. Yoongi, he is Jimin, mom. I him, but he don't. So still try to make him your Mrs. Min. You know what you are saying, Yoongi? Yes, I know what I am saying. So Jimin, come here, he said while looking at him. Jimin went to him. Yoongi, he is Jimin, mom. The only reason I am, something happens to him, he said, and Mrs. Min see him. Then Jimin, Mrs. Min, you know Haein is your still. Yoongi, you may decide everything in childhood, mom, but I don't want anything like this. Jimin, so much, so please accept him as your son. And moreover, mom, if you are still not angry, then I am, because I don't, Jimin. Mrs. Win, wow, you me, huh? Yoongi, when I said this, mom, I don't know what you are thinking right now, but him said thanks to me. Hain is still she, Jimin. If I want, I can, he said in his voice, and Mrs. Min speak. Mrs. Min, there is no need to talk with me. Stay with him, she said, and go. Hain go behind her, and Yoongi. Yoongi sign. He turned. He turned and he see Jimin, who stand there. Who stand there? Okay, so widely, I think so. Here the text finish. Oh, enough. Yeah. Who stand there with Yoongi went to him. Yoongi, don't. You're always Jimin, why you are doing this? Why you are doing all this? I said you many times, me, you are with your mother for me. Yoongi, so what? She understands with the passage of time. And you, Jimin, what you think? How can someone without their Jimin, why you me that much Yoongi? He start. Yoongi, I said nah. I also don't know. And you, me, with your. He said, and Yoongi smiled. This is first time him like this. Yoongi saw Park Jimin will me. He said and Jimin back. Jimin look at him. Jimin, your mom. Yoongi, you tell me. Don't think about her. He asked. He again asked, and Jimin nodded. Yoongi smiled widely. Yoongi come out. He see his mom. Yoongi mom. Mrs. Min Chan. Mrs. Min, why you come? Now go. Yoongi mom. His mom. Mrs. Min, go. Don't talk with me. Yoongi mom. After that, go. I complete your every wish. And I don't set anything. Even I make myself from you. Now I am asking you for something. Don't you give me now? Mrs. Min look at him, Yoongi. Please, mom. Mrs. Min, okay. I am angry, but just because of you. She said, and Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, thanks, mom. I know you understand me. Mrs. Min, and they talk for some time. Yoongi say, Haein is also present. She hear everything and look at Mrs. Min. Yoongi, I with him to Mrs. Min. Why that much early? Yoongi, mom, it's important. Simba किथे? हाँ, Simba. Shimbo, where are you? Simba is trying to sleep. Mrs. Min nodded. She didn't say anything to Hain, and now everyone is present. Jimin and Yoongi stand in front of each other. Jimin looked at Yoongi. Jimin, this place. Yoongi, I want to with you on that day in this, but I can't. So now why not? He said, and Jimin don't know why he said no on that day. Jimin nodded. Father, both are ready. Park Jimin, did you? Okay, so and then everyone starts clapping. JK Hyung, there is no any. I also get to the join one. He said, and they smiled. Jay signed to see him. Jay, huh? What I do? कितना वॉइस ओवर हो गया हाँ हम्म मेरा तो अभी काफ़ी ज़्यादा है I have to do a lot of voiceover now. Okay, so it's 24 with you. Jungkook, JK, you know what? Jay, you get me. Jay, that much soon? No way. Jimin, Jay, you listen him. He said, and Jungkook smiled widely, and he stand beside Jimin. JK, see, he understands me. Jimin, so Jay, you him now. Jay, no way, not that much soon, he said, and he looked at Jimin, Yoongi, signed him to speak. Yoongi, oh, okay, so you both stay silent. Today is my day. JK, wow, How can you do this? You are my brother. Yoongi, I know. But now I have one more younger brother and I have to listen him more than you. He said and that he said and feeling proud. Mrs. Min and Haein sit on the side. Haein, mom, what is this? I don't talk with you, Mrs. Min. Everything become orange and I'll say don't worry. You see what I do and then everyone go to there. Okay, so 26 से next अब मुझे ना मेरा रह गया oh my 24 minutes 22 minutes voice over still left. It's alright, I can do. Yes, go to their room. Jimin sit on the bed. He is so nervous. He don't know what he do. Now what he said to him and what he around him. And then Yoongi come in the room. Jimin see him and Yoongi see him and Jimin looking down. Yoongi remember the whole scene, how he meets with Jimin, how he for him and everything. He don't even have any. He gets Jimin and the other thing. How Jimin him. How much Jimin and his eyes turn. He went to him and sit in front of him. Jimin looked at him. Jimin Yoongi, what happened? Yoongi didn't look at him and says, Jimin, tell me Yoongi, what happened? Yoongi, you don't know how much I am happy. I don't think I get that in my life. Please don't. Yoongi, sign as no. Yoongi, sign as no. Yoongi, no, I don't. It's just I can't believe I get you, Jimin. See him. He remembered you and he's feeling happy. Yoongi, you don't know how much for you, Jimin, how much I feel. Both look at each other and Jimin looking down him and place his head on his shoulder. Yoongi closes his eyes and Jimin, I trust you more than anything. Yoongi, I don't your trust. He said and Jimin looked at him. Yoongi, you know what? You know what? I buy something for you. He said and opened the drawer. He took the box and see the box. Yoongi opened the box and Jimin see a beautiful pendant. Jimin, this is so beautiful. Yoongi, you like? You know what I buy when I see you for the first time? Hmm, I thought I give you, and see the time come now. Jimin see the pendant. Yoongi, can I? He said, and Jimin see him. Jimin just nodded, and he remembered what Jay said, and he is shocked. Jimin, which? He said, and he opened the almirah. Yoongi become confused, and then he see the whole room. Then he sit in front of Yoongi. Yoongi, what happened? Jimin, nothing. He said, and looking down, he is smiling. So Jay said him he fixed up his room. That's why he checked. Yoongi see him and Jimmy the pendant. Yoongi see him and Jimin look at him. Both look into each other's eyes for some time and then Yoongi. So अगला पूरा टेक्स्ट पर मेरा वॉइस ओवर नहीं होना और ये ना हो कि मैं ना नेक्स्ट टेक्स्ट का वेट करते करते वैसे ही सो जाओ. आई डोंट हैव टू डू वॉइस ओवर ऑन द नेक्स्ट टेक्स्ट, सो इस पूरे टेक्स्ट पर नहीं होना. Like, I don't have to do voiceover on this whole text. So what I do, bro? Mm-hmm. आज भी लोग होते हैं, खैर क्या कर सकते हैं. No, I don't have to do voiceover on this whole text. So your unique again start to talking like now I don't do the pronunciation of the word. I don't know what I am saying. I am just passing the time. How can I do the voiceover here? Like seriously, everyone is sleeping and I do the voiceover on this text, and then they all wake up and look at me with the weird eyes. I'm not in mood. They all look at me like this. So I don't do the voiceover on this text. Well, the room is beautiful, is not? Is the her voiceover finished, but mine not. So I still have to do voiceover on the text. I'm feeling sleepy. Okay, only some seconds are left. And then 1 to 3 texts. Only 3 scenes are left. 3 texts I have to do, and then I see the time. And after that, the scene is really long, bro. Next day, Yoongi wake up. He see no one is. He see Jimin is not in the room. He sits on the bed and he say him, Yoongi Jimin, where are you? He call him and Jimin come out after fresh up. He see Yoongi, Jimin, you wake up? Yoongi, yeah. Where you go in the morning? See the time. Jimin, you see the time, Yoongi. It's almost 8 a.m. Now wake up. Everyone waiting for us. I am going out, you come, he said, and he is busy in his work. He turned and they see each other. Jimin Yoongi, I'm excited. Jimin Yoongi, Yoongi, what you said? You are going? Jimin is Jimin Yoongi, leave me. Everyone is waiting for us, he said, and Yoongi sighed. Yoongi, huh? You really want to go? Jimin, yes, I want to go. Yoongi, think once again. Jimin, yes, I want to go. Now leave me. Yoongi, go. Okay. Jimin smiled and she come out. The third last scene. Come out from the room. He turned and he see the room. He remembered that and he is feeling. And then he see Mrs. Min stand in the stairs. Jimin see her. Jimin, mom. Mrs. Min smiled. Mrs. Min, I thought to call you because you don't come. Jimin, I said Yoongi, but you don't. Mrs. Min, but you don't listen, you huh? He said you stay here, she said, and Jimin looking down. Mrs. Min, you know what? Why I said yes? Jimin looked at her. Mrs. Min, just because of he don't feel I don't anything, that's why. Otherwise my son is a he have everything. And what you give him? No way, I really want you by my hands, and I do. She said, and Jimin is feeling okay. Jimin think she Jimin eyes widen. Mrs. Min say, and then she start to. Mrs. Min, Jimin, she go, and Yoongi come out from the room to see his eyes widen. He went to them. Mrs. Min Jimin, Jimin's son. Okay, so I think यहाँ पर है Jimin's son. I'm not feeling good. Jimin, Yoongi, Jimin. He bent down and replaced. Jimin say him. Everyone come. Yoongi, don't waste time. They take him in the Mrs. Min stand there. Hey, come, Mrs. Min, but now he will for sure and do your preparations. She said, and he becomes so happy and also go behind them. Okay, so 6, 6, 10. 12 minute voice over are left. 12 minute का voice over रह गया. It's alright, only 12 minutes are left. 2 and 40. It's finished on 40. Good. Okay, so this is the second last scene. So I don't have any bedroom like this. Just check him and do the call them inside. Yoongi come in the room. He sees Jimin, who is sleeping while the big on his hand. The next 48 hours is so for him. For him and only one person stay here, he said, and he go from there. Yoongi stand there, his clothes with his white full. Now Tracy, he didn't he go out. Jungkook also go, and now Yoongi is alone. He sees Jimin. He sits beside him on the chair. He holds his hand. He sees a small on his hands. Yoongi remember how much they are happy last. They exchanged their with each other. Now what happened suddenly? Yoongi Jimin, I promise. So now the text is not short, but the things inside the text I skipped. That's why the text becomes short. Well, leave it. The next text is the next text starts soon. So with you, I take your all your. Then why you are not not giving to me? Now please, Jimin, give me, please, he said, and he finally, Yoongi, I am again and again to you, Jimin. Why I am so? Why only you? And I know what did this, Yoongi. I know what did this, Yoongi. I don't care. Who is she? I take your. I promise just be fun, please. He said, and he said, come and see him. She is feeling so Yoongi how he is. And his sister, sir, can you please go out? I have to do this. Yoongi, can you please do like this? Please. The word from the of king to someone is just unbelievable. She just nodded. She didn't say anything and start to take Jimin, and she go from there. Yoongi didn't leave his hand, and he is staring and he is staring. Tay and Cook come. They see him and they leave him like this. And now also he is same. Jiki Hyung, everything become alright. But Yoongi didn't say anything, nor he looked into another side. J.K. Hyung, please eat something. Yoongi sighed as no. Yoongi, I am fine. You go. Jae, you go home. Hyung, take some rest. We stay here. You come after some times. Yoongi sighed as no. Yoongi, I am fine here with Jimin, he said, and they looked at each other. Jake signed him to stay silent, and suddenly they see the Yoongi become and Jimin start to. Yoongi, Jimin, what happened? Yoongi is behaving like he become, and they come. They said Jungkook take Yoongi, but as Yoongi didn't listen, and he stayed there, and Yoongi, now, and then after after 10 minutes, Jimin is, he's okay. He said, and they see Yoongi. As we said, the next 48 hours, he said, and he go. Yoongi see him like there is no tomorrow. Yoongi stand there, seeing Jimin, who is sleeping peacefully without any making Yoongi. JK Yoongi, go from here, Jungkook, he said, and Jungkook say him. JK Cook Jungkook Cook Jimin, JK come Jiyoung, he said, and take from there. Yoongi see him, and then he sit on the. He's like a small kid, and sister come and see him. Sister, sir, please don't make any. She said, and Jung is silent. He don't know how he spent this time, and like this whole night pass, Yoongi didn't him like this. It's evening. Is feeling like sleep, not eat anything, and next day also. He sits in front of Jimin. Come do his duty. They go, but Yoongi is on his place. Remember the which day, the precious moments, and the night pass again. 48 hours pass, and now Jimin is. He is still in Yoongi is same. It's been 2 days. He is same, and he didn't eat, just water. And then Jungkook come. He take him out as want to talk with him. Jay is with Jimin, and then Jimin start to open his eyes. Jay see him, and he is shocked. He went to and see him. Jimin open his eyes, and he is staring the ceiling and the room. He see Jay, good Mr. Min. Finally, you do this. So, हद 3 या 4 टेक्स्ट में रह गए होंगे. Some me. He go and say he Jimin, Jimin Yoongi. His voice is so low, but enough to Jay heard. Jay smiled and Jay nodded. He go out from the room. There he see Yoongi and Jungkook. Jay smiled and Yoongi see him. Jay, your Win Hyung, he said, and whole Jungkook and they go. Yoongi see him and he go in the room. He stop on his place when he see sister is Jimin to sit on the bed as he is still. Sister see and smile to see him. She go. Jimin look at Yoongi. He sees Yoongi and his eyes like this. He don't from a long time. Jimin can feel someone And he is Yoongi. Yoongi went to him. He see him in sit in front of him. Yoongi Jimin, Jimin Yoongi, Halim and Yoongi. And wait a minute. Huh. Said and he gave Phil like now Jimin. He said and Jimin never see him like this. He's like a small kid made his mom. Jimin didn't say anything. After almost 10 minutes, he back and he see him. Yoongi, so you find Jimin? Jimin just nodded. Yoongi, who do this? Finally, he asked, and Jimin looking down. Yoongi, tell me, who do this? I take your Jimin, your mom, he said, and Yoongi looking, he said, and Yoongi stayed silent for some times, and then he nodded. Yoongi, I gave you Jimin, he said, and he see, he said, and Jimin say him, Jimin, she is your mom. Yoongi, you are my Jimin. What you do, Yoongi? Yoongi, what I do without you, Jimin? Let's go home, please. You don't know how much I become when they give you. Can't even imagine. Jimin, I want to go back home. Yoongi nodded. Yoongi, let's go. He said, and he talked with, and then he take him home. So there he can take care of him more easily. So this is the second last text. Hmm. Yoongi take him. Yoongi take him. Come home. Jimin sit on the bed. Yoongi, you want something? Jimin, stay with me. Yoongi, I have to do work, Jimin. Please give me few hours, he said, and Jimin nodded on his forehead and go. Take come. Jimin, where he go? Tay, I really don't think he do this. He do on his mother off and Haein, he said, and Jimin is shocked. Jimin, what? Tay nodded. Tay, yes, and they gave them the world, the whole life, and Jane have to. Jimin, why he do this? Jay, he said us, he promised you, he give you. Jimin see him and his son after some time. Yoongi come. Yoongi, are you okay? Jimin, you fresh up. Yoongi nodded and you fresh up. Jimin, have everything, water and the other things. Then he go. So the last text finally. How much Yoongi him? Yoongi come out. Yoongi Jimin, you sleep for some chance. If you want something, tell me. Jimin, come here. He said, and Yoongi went to him. Jimin, I am fresh. I sleep enough now. You sleep. So you read the next by yourself. Bye bye.